The faces of people around the world have very similar expressions. These expressions are a result of the lives that the people live or must live. In Mexico, there are more than 100 million people, 93 million Catholics, and over 3 million people with physical disabilities that need a wheelchair but cannot afford one. Some have a positive outlook on life, but many are just praying for the miracle that will free them from a life of immobility. On a cool February morning, just an hour drive from Mexico City, a group of knights from Ontario, their wives and families, arrived in a small town near the famous pyramids to deliver wheelchairs for the first time. One was given to a 103-year-old woman who had no problem expressing her gratitude.
When we went into the first home today, I was very, very touched with especially the lady who was 103 years old. She felt very blessed that we had come. She was blessing all of us. She blessed me in a way I never thought I would. We don't do that kind of thing in Canada, and I was really, really impressed with it.
When that 102-year-old lady said, "I'm praying for you people," it was just wonderful. What more can you ask?
While in the area, the team climbed the Pyramid of the Sun to see the surrounding landscapes. Some were quicker than others, but everyone celebrated the experience.
To the climb!
To the climb! To the climb!
The next day, a special mass was said in honor of the visiting knights and the people receiving the wheelchairs at the Cathedral of Texcoco. After the mass, the recipients gathered in the courtyard to receive their new wheelchairs. Some had to be brought from their cars by the knights.
Some of them had to be carried in, others we had to go out and bring in.
Many children, teens, and adults were receiving mobility for the first time, and for the knights, watching a child move herself was an incredible experience.
Yeah.
I think it's fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm getting more out of this, I think, than what we're giving.
Alejandro is 7 years old and had an infection at birth that left him unable to walk. His mother did not know how to get a wheelchair because she could not afford one. But now that Alejandro has his own wheelchair, he will be able to go to school and to play with the other children outside.
Muy bien, muy bien.
Que realmente lo necesitan y pues, ¿qué más les puedo decir? Que muchas gracias. ¿Me das un abrazo?
Seeing the recipients of the wheelchair react to being able to move, it was an experience that I could not have imagined.
And it just moves you to see the expression on their face, the gratitude. It's like someone turned on a halo and opened up a whole new world to them.
The mission of Wheelchair Foundation Canada is to touch and improve lives worldwide with the gift of mobility. Canadian Knights have sponsored the delivery of thousands of wheelchairs throughout the world and brought dignity, independence, and a new life to people with nowhere else to turn. Lives of entire families are changed with the gift of a wheelchair. On Sunday, the Ontario team was welcomed at the Basilica of Our Lady of Guadalupe by their brother knights from Mexico and the rector of the Basilica, Monsignor Monroy Ponce.
You don't realize, coming from a country like Canada, that getting a wheelchair means so much to them. These, in their dollars, it's something they could never ever afford. And giving this to them is like giving them a gift of life in some ways. And when you're doing this and you're actually giving them a wheelchair, I had this thought going through my head that for some of these people, they're probably thinking we're the answer to their prayers, and we've got to do more.
Wheelchair Foundation Canada thanks Knights and their families for helping us to answer so many prayers.